So in this video we are going to see about the morphological changes that are observed under the light microscope. So in order to understand the morphological changes of the necrosed cell, we have to first know about the basic morphological features of a normal cell, right? So consider this is a normal cell with a cytoplasm and with some ribosomes and nucleus. The cytoplasmic proteins in the cytoplasm, they take eosinophilic stain and thus the cytoplasm appears slightly pinkish. Eosinophilic stain so that the cytoplasm appears slightly pinkish. And the ribosomes in the cytoplasm, they take hematoxylin stain. And that's what they appear somewhat blue in color. Right, and the DNA within the nucleus, they bind to hematoxylin, and that's what the nucleus is alone deeply it appears basophilic. So the nucleus is alone deeply basophilic in nature. Both the nucleic acids, both RNA as well as DNA, they both bind to hematoxylin stain. And so they appear blue in color, and that's what the nucleus is deeply basophilic in nature. Hope now it's clear that the nucleus hope now it's clear that the RNA and the DNA, both the nucleic acids, they take up the hematoxylin stain so that they appear basophilic, and the cytoplasmic proteins they take up the eosinophilic stain so that they appear pinkish. And the cytoplasmic proteins, they take up eosin stain and so they appear eosinophilic. Hope now it's clear that the RNA and DNA, the nucleic acids, they take up hematoxylin stain so they appear basophilic, and the cytoplasmic proteins, they take up eosin stain so they appear eosinophilic. These all features are discussed with respect to the normal cell. These are all the morphological features of a normal cell. So whenever a normal cell undergoes an injury, the protein denaturation starts. So see, whenever a normal cell gets injured, protein denaturation starts. So whenever protein undergoes denaturation, the folded proteins gets unfolded. Of course, we all would have learned in the biochemistry that when protein undergoes denaturation, the secondary and tertiary structures are disturbed, but not the primary structure. So the secondary and tertiary structures, they undergo unfolding. Of course, it's worth mentioning again. So primary structure, they do not get any disturbance, but the secondary and tertiary structures, they undergo unfolding. So what happens, these secondary and the tertiary structures, they open up and thus they bind to more and more of the eosinophilic stain, so that the cytoplasm of the injured cell, they appear more eosinophilic. They are intensely eosinophilic in nature. So the injured cell, it appears more and more eosinophilic. It is intensely eosinophilic. Of course, this protein denaturation is not alone the reason for the cell to be more eosinophilic. There are some other reasons also. Of course, the first and foremost reason is the protein denaturation. So whenever a protein undergoes unfolding, it binds to more and more of the eosin stain and contributes to the eosinophilic appearance of the injured cell. So the second reason is ribosomes. They get restricted. normal cell contains more and more number of cytoplasmic ribosomes. See here, this is the cytoplasmic ribosome. So whenever a cell gets injured, the cytoplasmic ribosomes, they all get destroyed. This cytoplasmic ribosome, it binds with the hematoxylin stain and contributes to the basophilic appearance. So whenever the cytoplasmic ribosome, they get destroyed, they lead to loss of cytoplasmic basophilia. That is, the basophilic nature of the cytoplasm, they start decreasing or disappearing. So apart from this protein denaturation and the ribosomes destruction, so some other cell organelles, they also get digested very easily. So all these things, they lead to the eosinophilic appearance of the injured cell. So the first morphological feature is discussed. So the injured cell, it appears highly eosinophilic, and the reason behind the eosinophilic nature is also discussed. Coming to the second feature, the injured cell is highly homogeneous. So what is the reason for the homogeneous appearance of an injured cell? Let us see briefly. So whenever a cell undergo extreme stress, it will convert glucose into pyruvic acid and lactic acid. That is, only partial digestion of glucose takes place. So that only less amount of energy is obtained from the conversion of glucose into pyruvic acid and lactic acid. And we all know that the excess amount of glucose in the blood gets converted into glycogen and it is stored as a reserve material. So this glycogen is stored as a glycogen granules within the cell, right? So under the conditions of stress, a cell, it rapidly breaks glycogen and converts it back into glucose for energy. So what happens? This glycogen granules, they start disappearing. Since the glycogen granules has disappeared, on staining the injured cell, the granular appearance of the cytoplasm will be lost. So on staining an injured cell, the granular appearance of the cytoplasm will be lost, and that's what the cell will become homogeneous. That is glassy appearance.